Welcome to my craft table. Hello, this is Jamie Magridge coming to you from Jamie's Craft Table. Today I'm going to make a card using the Darling Label punch box. I'm actually going to be using this stamp and the Darling Label punch that comes with it. This is found on page 94 of the Creativity is Calling annual catalog. I'm also going to be using this thanks stamp from A Big Thank You. Okay. I have a scrap of Whisper White. I have a 2x2 piece of Whisper White, a 3x3.5 piece of Designer Series paper. This is a piece from the Perennial Essence Designer Series paper. I have a piece of Whisper White, which is 3 1/4 by 3 3/4. Then I have my card base, which is the thick, which is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored and folded at 4 1/4. Okay, I am going to be using Balmy Blue, Tuxedo Black. I have 4 Stampin' Up markers. I have a Balmy Blue. I have the combination of the Lovely Lipstick, and I have the Light Old Olive. And then I'm going to be using a piece of Baker's Twine. A few little tiny pearls, but they're not necessary. This is just optional. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is bring in my Balmy Blue and the Thanks stamp set, and I'm going to open this card base up. I'm going to put this on here like this so that it doesn't, so I'm not stamping onto the back of it. And I'm going to stamp this whole background with this Thanks stamp, and I want some of it to hang off the edge. So I'm just going to stagger it. Some a little higher, some a little lower. This one didn't come out great, so I'm going to stamp right over the top of it. It's alright if a couple of them are darker, that's perfectly fine. Here. I'm going to get rid of this. Ooh, I got some ink there. Oh well. Just make the best of it. That one didn't come out great, so I'm going to stamp over it again. It's probably going to be hidden behind the picture anyway, but okay. I'm going to do one more over here that's double stamped. So it has a little bit of a triangle there. Wash this and get it out of the way, so let's get it out of the way. Alright, let's put the Balmy Blue ink away. We're done with it. Set this aside to dry. Now we're going to bring in the scratch piece and the 2-inch piece, both of them. We're going to use the other stamp and the Memento ink. Make sure it's inked up well. I'll stamp this one first. Let it dry. Okay, we're going to try to center this one really as best you can on here so that it's straight. Perfect. Okay, I'll set this one aside. This one we're going to color real fast. We're going to start with the lovely lipstick, the light one. We're going to color these flowers in. The lovely lipstick. This is a very small space, so you might want to use the small tip. And I'm going to come in with the darker of the two. I'm going to add just a little bit around the base of these flowers, a little bit in the center here. Normally I do it where the petals overlap, but it's kind of hard to on this one. Just wanted to add just a little bit of variation. Then I'm going to come back in with the light and swirl it out just a little bit so that there's no harsh lines. So you can see that. Okay, now I'm going to come in with the light old olive and I'm going to color in all the leaves. And you'll notice there's some of these leaves that no-see-em in here. Fan's going probably blue and right in the window. I'm going to color these ones that stick off, these leaves that stick outside of that shape as well. That's all I need to do. And then I'm going to take the balmy blue and this shape inside of this, where this dotted line is, and a little bit here. Color this background. I missed that leaf. The color is just not showing colored. There we go. And I colored right up to the line of the thanks, just around it like that. Almost done here. Normally I color one, but this is such a small little thing, I wanted you to see how I did it. Okay, so the coloring. Now we're going to bring in the Darling label punch and we're going to line it up inside this punch. It would have helped if it was a little bit larger of a piece, but get it in there. Line it up so that the little scallops on the side are pretty much the same on both sides. Oops, stay where I put you. Squeeze it so it stays and punch it down. Okay, now we're going to tip it over, put a couple dimensionals on the back of this. I'm going to use the bones of my dimensionals here. Fingers are so dirty from inking, from stamping. Okay, then I'm going to line it up with this one so that these leaves kind of match, hang off. Step it down. Alright. Now I'm going to bring in this piece here, and I'm going to glue this to this. I want it centered on these three sides, a little bit more on the bottom. I'm going to use the snail. Okay, then I'm going to bring in my ribbon. And my baker's twine. And I'm going to tie a bow here. A little bit. Snip off the ends. Okay. Now I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of this one. And I'm going to use my bones. I'm going to put it right over the ribbon. Backs off of those. Card base just fell on the floor. It's extremely hot here today. I don't have air conditioning. Well, I do have it, it's just so old it doesn't work anymore. Okay, center that on here. Oops, this sticks out. Just trim it out. It's just going to be about 1/8 of an inch border around the edge because it's 1/4 inch larger. Okay, now we'll bring in our card base. This will get a snail on the back. Oops, upside down. And then we're going to put that centered here, a little bit over to the right hand side. Okay, fold up our card. Here's our card for today. Here's the one that I did previous. If you want to dress it up just a little bit, like I did on this one, I just put little tiny pearls in the corner here. But I think it looks nice without them. It's a simple stamping card. Well, thank you for joining me at Jamie's Craft Table. I hope you have a great rest of your day.